Metro TV systems can count down 5, 4, 3, 2.
We're still doing reactions from Mongomo, where the Ghana team is based, the Black Stars, following a big win against the Algerians, Fennec Foxes, a win that should propel Ghana from this group, according to experts of the game. We've spoken to players, spoken to officials of the team. It's the turn of Sports Minister Honorable Mahama Ayariga, the lawyer, who has agreed to speak to us. We're grateful. Sir, thank you very much for your time on Metro. We have all been talking about this victory because of the manner in which it was achieved. Remarkable, isn't it? I heard we were jumping around when the goal was scored because it was least expected.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it came at a time when I think nobody in the stadium expected that Asamoah Gyan would be able to convert that ball into a goal. And I think it was about the last minute or so, so everybody had given up settled for a draw. And even though I was pretty satisfied with the performance of the boys, they played very well. They missed some chances at goal, but definitely getting a goal would be something that we're all hoping will give us a real chance of remaining in the tournament. And so when the goal came at that time in that way, I mean, it was unbelievable. It was remarkable. It was amazing.
When victory is achieved the way we did last night, often has a way of reinvigorating everybody, galvanizing everybody, support for the team, and for whatever it is we're doing here in Equatorial Guinea. How do you expect this victory to impact lives back home? We all know the conversations back home, power, unemployment, a lot of issues. But football often plays a significant role in uniting people. What are your expectations of this victory and how it will impact on the people of our country?
Well, I haven't been thinking about that. My limited concentration is on how to get them to put up their best and then win, to support the GFA and its team here, and then to support the coach and his technical team here to do their best. And I flew in just before the match, and then I met them and I told them that Ghanaians were really quite worried about the team and what had happened. And so they needed to do something to lift the spirit of the nation. The president had asked me to give them his assurance that he was still solidly behind them. And no matter what they hear about them, they should not see themselves as what people are saying. They should prove that they are the Black Stars. And I was very blunt with them. It was just here, it was in the same room, and I was very blunt. I said, it looks like people have sort of resigned to some fate that you may not be able to come out of this match victorious. But it's really at times like this that, you know, people prove themselves, so they should prove themselves. And the coach told them that, you know, they had to win, so they should go out there and win. And Asamoah assured me that, look, today I should rest assured that whatever it takes to win the match for Ghana, they will do it. So I was not surprised when that last minute, what looked like an ordinary ball under very difficult circumstances, he did the kind of things that he did because as the captain, he felt the weight on him, to carry the nation through this very difficult moment. And I think that goal was it was just remarkable. Every moment I relive that goal. I just can't imagine how he made it under those very difficult circumstances. But Ghanaians should appreciate that the boys are ready to die for their country. We've all trespassed in the past. That's why every morning when you say the Lord's prayers, you say, forgive us our trespasses. So, what they did yesterday is a clear effort to compensate, to show how far they are willing to die for their country. And I think that we should let bygones be bygones and rally behind the stars.
You can't win an important game in this manner, one that keeps you in the tournament and you exit the next game. It's not possible, is it? How should this spur the team on to going all the way in this tournament?
Yeah, I think that what they need, because they have the talents, the skills, and you could see it when they played the Algerians yesterday, because Algeria is supposed to be the number one in Africa. They are the number one in Africa. And look at how they contained them for 90 minutes. Even had a few chances that, with some little luck could have been converted into goals before Asamoah Gyan's great effort. And so when you do that, once again, your confidence should rebound back and prepare you for South Africa. So I believe that yesterday's victory is going to put them in a good stead to fight South Africa.
So what should the expectations be? What should the limits be? What should the targets be?
Well, there should be no limits. There should be absolutely no limits. They should go for the cup. Not just South Africa. South Africa is one of the obstacles on the way to the cup. So they have to go for the cup. That's all that they have to. The Black Stars would once again have to reassert itself on the continent. And this is one opportunity to do so. There have been a lot of previous efforts. Unfortunately, we haven't gone as far as we wished to go. This is another opportunity, and so let's make a real effort to go as far as we can. And I think that the furthest is the cup, and we have to get there.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Asamoah, thank you for speaking to us. Did you guys plan it to go the way it went against Algeria? Difficult team, number one ranked in Africa, won their first game by 3-1. For many, the Algerians started as favourites. Did you guys plan to score that late to win the game?
Honestly, we went to that game to win, because that was our only option. We didn't go for a draw, although we play in a tough side like Algeria. We had a couple of meetings. We had to just take risk, to make sure we get a win. So we went all out for a win, and we had it. Everybody was so prepared for this game. We had to just give it all, and at the end of the day, we carried the day.
The goal came so late. At some point, many of us settled for a draw. We thought a draw was going to be okay, and then the calculations began from there. That okay, there's a final game against South Africa, so we could make it there.
Yeah, we wanted to make the group open. By winning. And the last game is going to determine whether we're going to qualify or not. So we went to this game with the winning mentality. Nothing else. We were not going for a draw. But it got to a time. Everybody thought, okay, a draw could do because the game was a balanced game. The Algerians were attacking more in the first half, and we also came back into the game during the second half, during the late stages of the second half. So we said a draw could do, but honestly, we weren't expecting the late goal.
I mean, enough of the how did you do it, but the goal again confirms how important you are to this team and the role you have played all these years playing for the national team. 7 goals in Cup of Nations history. You are approaching what is a Ghanaian record, 8 goals. How are you feeling at this point? As first the leader of the team, Black Stars captain, a Ghanaian player, one who is spoken of highly as maybe one of the greatest we have seen in the game.
Yeah, my aim is to being a captain of the team. We want to achieve something. We want to win trophies for Ghana. It's been a while. I think 32 years or so, and this has been our worry for these years. So this is what we're planning to do. I'm a striker leading the team. If I score and the team wins, everybody gets happy. So I think it's part of my job. Scoring the late goal, it happens in football. We considered late goal against Senegal, and then we also scored a late goal against Algeria. So this is football for you. Many things can happen in the game.
South Africa will go into the final game with us very confident as well, because they could win and qualify from the group. It won't be an easy game, would it?
Yeah. For me personally, they are one of the tricky opponents in our group. They've got skillful players. They move a lot. They cause problems for the opponents, and they create a lot of chances also. So they're not gonna be an easy side. We have to just stay focused and then make sure we qualify to the next stage of the competition, because that is what matters at the moment. We want to just make sure we qualify from the group. South Africa is a good country. They did so well in the qualifier. They were tipped as one of the favorites in this competition, but in tournament things happen, and we also want to qualify. So we'll see what happens.
You don't win a game the manner in which we did it. Stay in the tournament, give yourself a lifeline, and go out in the next.
Yeah, that has been our aim. Our aim for this tournament is to, every tournament you need to qualify from the group stage, and then you think ahead. That is our main focus right now. We are in a tricky situation right now. We need to just stay focused. Camping has been good. The players are more focused. Everybody is determined to qualify. So that is what we want to do for now.
With all due respect, you guys are playing a very difficult group, Group C. If you're able to make it from this group, there are very tough teams waiting for Ghana in Group D, the likes of the Ivory Coast, Cameroon, Mali, Guinea. And when you do a quick comparison to the 2013 Cup of Nations, the first time you led Ghana in any Cup of Nations tournament, it looks like it will be a long, difficult road. How far can this Ghana team go?
I think we have confidence in ourselves. We can play any country at all, but for now it's too early to talk about these things. We need to just focus on the group and make sure we qualify first, and we have to just stay focused and then make sure we qualify to the next stage of the competition, because that is what matters at the moment. We want to just make sure we qualify from the group. South Africa is a good country. They did so well in the qualifier. They were tipped as one of the favorites in this competition, but in tournament things happen, and we also want to qualify. So we'll see what happens.
You don't win a game the manner in which we did it. Stay in the tournament, give yourself a lifeline, and go out in the next.
Yeah, that has been our aim. Our aim for this tournament is to, every tournament you need to qualify from the group stage, and then you think ahead. That is our main focus right now. We are in a a tricky situation right now. We need to just stay focused. Camping has been good. The players are more focused. Everybody is determined to qualify. So that is what we want to do for now.
With all due respect, you guys are playing a very difficult group, Group C. If you're able to make it from this group, there are very tough teams waiting for Ghana in Group D, the likes of the Ivory Coast, Cameroon, Mali, Guinea. And when you do a quick comparison to the 2013 Cup of Nations, the first time you led Ghana in any Cup of Nations tournament, it looks like it will be a long, difficult road. How far can this Ghana team go?
I think we have confidence in ourselves. We can play any country at all, But for now, it's too early to talk about these things. We need to just focus on the group and make sure we qualify first. And you cannot dodge any country. Any country that comes, you have to play. You cannot run away from any country in a tournament. So we have to just stay focused and make sure we qualify, and then we see what happens ahead.
Has your team the quality to progress from this group and go very far in this tournament? I mean, sincerely, have you got the quality? Because against Algeria, we needed that quality to get that last gasp win to stay in this tournament.
Yeah, I think we've got a quality, and most importantly, we've got a desire to win. The game against Algeria can be one of the examples. We knew we were the underdogs in that particular game, but we were able to prove everybody we can win against big nations. So anything can happen in football. But what I would say is our quality in camp is good. We've got a new coach. We're building the team around young players, and I think everything is working perfectly right now. And we hope everything goes well in our next game, and then we think ahead.
Just finally, before we go, we've all been talking about how this victory should galvanize Ghanaians' support in general for the Black Stars team. Do you expect that? How do you expect this victory, the manner in which we did it, to reinvigorate everybody's support for the Black Stars team going forward?
Yeah, that is how you turn things around. When the going gets tough. In our job, it's all about challenges. Sometimes things go wrong, and people turn against you. But everything depends on us, to turn things around, and that is what we are trying to do. We do accept everything, every anger that every Ghanaian has put against the Black Stars or something, because without them, we are not Black Stars, and then without us, there is no press, there is no Ghanaian, So it's like a team. We're working together as Ghanaians, and we do accept any criticism back home. It's left with the team to turn things around, and that is what we are trying to do.
Are you all right? Are you fit? Are you going to continue playing half fit, quarter fit in this tournament? A point comes where you'll be fully fit to play.
Yeah. I'm still under treatment. The medical team is trying their possible best to get me 100% fit. Although I'm not 100%, I can feel it in my body, the way I move and everything. But I'm still trying to get to my top level, to make sure I put in more effort in the upcoming games.
Thank you. Mr. President, thank you very much for speaking to us. So, you've been in Mongomo. It's not the first time, obviously, but how would you describe it? This city is hosting games in the Afcon 2015, hosting the group of death, as many have decided to call it. Is the city ready?
Well, this is also my first time of coming here. I've never been to Mongomo. This is my very, very first time. I've been to Bata and Malabo, but not Mongomo. But I must say I was pleasantly surprised with what I saw yesterday when I arrived here. The layout of the city is elaborate and impressive, and I think they have a good road network here. Facilities are okay. The hotels giving the teams are also okay. I've been to the stadium, which is almost a brand new stadium with excellent facilities. And contrary to some of the views that were probably held before we came, I think Mongomo is a good destination and a good venue for the African Cup of Nations matches.
Now, South Africa, Algeria, Ghana, Senegal are here. So the South Africans just came in. The Senegalese, I understand, came in at dawn. The Algerians are also here as the CAF Executive Committee member responsible for this area. Are the teams okay with Mongomo?
Yes. In fact, I'm not the head of the CAF delegation here. I'm a part of it. My senior colleague, Mr. Rara, the FA president of Algeria, is the head of delegation here. But so far, let me say that the teams are satisfied. There were a few complaints which have been resolved and addressed adequately to the satisfaction of everyone here. And so I can say that the teams are ready. Each and every one of them is poised for action here.
How happy is CAF to go ahead with a tournament that nearly was called off or could have been called off because of external pressures? And mainly it was about this Ebola concern. How relieved is CAF that the tournament will go ahead?
I think it's a big relief. CAF is overly relieved from the threat of the tournament not coming on. We had Morocco pulling out at the very last minute, and it was difficult to get a replacement. Some countries were approached by CAF, including Ghana, but they couldn't take up the offer. And now Equatorial Guinea has taken the mantle, and they have done so well within this short time to put things in place for this tournament. When I went to the stadium this morning, I realized that there was a lot of work in progress. They were still putting finishing touches to preparations of the stadium, even the grass. They were cutting it. There were constructional works going on in the dressing room area, which also included offices for CAF and other officials. But I must give the government of Equatorial Guinea a thumbs up for what they have done.
And shifting focus to the teams, specifically the Ghana team. Ghana is here in Mongomo for this Afcon challenge, another Afcon challenge for you since you became president, the 6th, if I'm not making a mistake, or the 5th, if I'm right. How well do you look forward to the Ghana team and its performance in Equatorial Guinea?
Well, Ghana is always a favorite in every African Cup of Nations, but it's taken us a long time to even win the trophy. It's not been easy at all. Since we came to the Federation, we've been to every Nations Cup since 2006, and that has been very good, except that we are yet to win. This is one of the many tournaments we are attending, and we hope the team will do well. But our expectation for this tournament was a bit watered down because of the fact that we came from the Brazil tournament and the team didn't do well, and so there were a lot of misgivings and many issues that even affected the team. We tried to pick the pieces together, and now we have a new coach, and it will really be impracticable and unrealistic to expect a new coach appointed less than 2 months to a tournament to go and win. We will expect that he does well, including winning, but we will not measure his performance against only a win, failing which he could be sacked. But we think that the Ghana team could do well, and we need to support them.
And this team is very young. I see many young people who easily could become the youngest team in this tournament. Does that also contribute to our expectations that we do well? Maybe the future of this team is what we look forward to see.
I think so. We have about 12 debutants. 12 of the players have never been to a Nations Cup competition, and so the experience doesn't exist. And so that is also an added approach or an added aspect of the expectation for this competition.
And just briefly before we go, the group is tight. Algeria is the favorite to many You have a resurgent South Africa and Senegal under Algeria. Very good teams coming into this tournament, but Group C is uniquely difficult. Can Ghana go through it?
I'm very hopeful that Ghana will go through, but it's not going to be easy for Ghana or any team in this group. This is a group with 3 leaders from the qualifying campaign. Algeria was leader of their group, Ghana was leader of his group, South Africa was leader of his group. Senegal has recently bounced back, a youthful side and very good team, and it's not going to be easy for any of the 4 teams.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. We're grateful. Thank you. Okay. We are bringing you continuous coverage of the Africa Cup of Nations, Equatorial Guinea 2015. My name is Senes Quantin. Thank you for joining us. I'm doing this with Leonard Nikwe, who is on the camera. I'll be joined briefly by editors. We're privileged to have editors of tabloids and online platforms covering the Africa Cup of Nations as well. We find ourselves in the media center because we've been here working all day. So, guys, please join us. Let's have a conversation. We've got Gary Al Smith, we've got Daniel Odro, and Akoto, who I've been calling Vincent the last few days. Okay, guys, should we go back? Okay, so we're live on your TV, on Metro TV back home. I hope we have electricity in Ghana so people can watch what we're doing.
I just chatted with somebody and there's some rain and there's
storm.
There's doom
stormy rain.
Yes, stormy rain.
And that gives us a very good excuse to turn off the lights.
As far as we have light, we can give you some. No?
Okay, so that's Gary Al Smith with CTFM. He's editor of supersports.co.za, the Ghana branch. This is Daniel Odro, who is also an editor with Finder Sports. And that's Akoto, who is Godfred Akoto, who has been our cook all this while we've been here. And he's also editor of All Sports. It's another online platform. Guys, thank you very much for speaking to us. So we've been here for 12 days or so. The machines won't work. All of a sudden, it picks up yesterday or so. And then our stay may just be prolonged. But guys, are you enjoying yourselves in this competition? I start with you, Danny.
Football-wise, yes. In terms of the other bits about internet, about general amenities to work with, it's been difficult. It's been the most terrible tournament I have covered, to be honest with you. It's been difficult. I mean, language barrier, food. I think Mongomwe is the worst place we were based. I think if we had a place like Bata or Malabo, would have been good. But I mean, we're not here for.
So we should finish second in our group and move from here.
No. We're getting used to the environment, and the moving around doesn't help, especially to Malabo where you have to fly, by all means, because it is an island. So I hope that we get to stay here and play our quarter-final game here. I'm sure in the semi-finals, whatever happens, we'll move.
Okay. Now I go to Akoto. Now Akoto, that game is ended. Ivory Coast and Mali. It's ended?
Yes, it has.
1-1. The 7th or so draw we've seen in this tournament. The tournament is proving to be a very tight one.
It is, and we expected it to be so, because coming into the tournament, we did say that this particular group of African teams that had qualified was an even spread of very talented teams and very talented players coming to this tournament. So we're not expecting any easy games, and so I am not really surprised. But the thing also is this: we've had 7 draws, but not every game has been ball draw. We've had 1 or 2 really poor games. I think the Gabon game was horrible.
The last game,
yes, and the Tunisia-Cape Verde game was also horrible. But aside that, we've had some hotly contested draws in this tournament and some late drama as well. And Ghana has been a beneficiary and also a victim of late drama. So for me, it's been a brilliant football tournament. I side with Daniel on the logistics aspect, though. For that one,
Okay, guys, you keep your backroom stories. We're going to look at all that very soon. Gary, we've talked about the drama we've seen in this competition already. Late goals. We've seen about 4 or so already. Ghana conceding 1 and scoring 1. We've seen, you were telling me about the Tunisia results, that eventually they won by 2-1. the football has been exciting, isn't it?
Yes, it's been exciting. I think that some of the teams have been very wasteful and they've paid dearly for it. But in terms of the tactics, I've been surprised because I honestly thought that because the African Cup of Nations, especially from 2008, has mirrored the tactical shift of world football from the previous year. Last year, we saw a lot of attacking football at the top level of the game, especially in Europe. And in the African Champions League too, we saw the same. So I thought we'll see a lot of open football in this tournament, wing play, because the African teams at the World Cup essentially did the same as well. But then we come and then we see teams quite fairly cautious. Generally, they've started first 20 minutes cautiously. Then they go into the second half. Somebody gets one goal and then, there's an equalizer or something like that. So in that regard, I have been surprised because I expected it to be a feast of goals and it hasn't happened. But tactically, it hasn't been boring. And if you look at the spread of coaches as well, and like Godfred said, it's not just the talent that have been on offer, because this time we've had some of the best teams having a lot of good players around the league, from around the leagues in the world. And even those from the African terrain. South Africa brought 23 players from their league. You had Zambia having 10 from their Zambian Football League. Tunisia brought 13. Algeria, negligible really, But even those from the African teams have given a good account of themselves. So much so that yesterday Zambia's coach, Onajanza, lashed out at his players because he said for an African team that has its fulcrum based in Africa, they created a lot of chances. And he's been surprised at how selfish their egos have taken over the team. So I think that the tournament football has been good. Tactically, it's been brilliant as well. And I'm looking forward, as usual, to the post-tournament technical study reports to see where it goes.
Okay, and here in Mongomo, our own Francis Otiakintin is a member of FIFA's technical committee in charge of the study group here. So it makes for an interesting following. And we have an interview with Francis Otiakintin. We'll play to you later. He's been talking about the level of the game in this competition particularly. Daniel, so with the exception of the game we're looking forward to, that's the Guinea and Cameroon game, almost all the teams in the tournament have played 2 games. Does it give us any idea which teams possibly could be progressing from this stage? Because it doesn't look clear-cut yet for anybody.
Yes, it doesn't. I mean, often the first games are games where you can't tell which teams will progress, but you would expect to see or get a clearer picture as the second games, get underway. But even as at now, we're unable to tell which teams are going through. Same applies to Ghana. So it tells you, like my colleagues have said, that this tournament has been really tight. It's been really technical and tactical from the players and the technical point of view. So it's difficult. I mean, I'm looking forward to the Cameroon and Ivory Coast game because Ivory Coast find themselves in a familiar territory. I mean, they have all the players, the golden generation yet to win anything. And so that game makes interesting following. I think the Ghana-South Africa game would also be interesting. And yesterday I seem to agree with Avram Grant when he said that he felt sorry for Algeria because they played well. And I watched Senegal and South Africa after our game, and I thought South Africa played really well, but they were profligate in front of goal. Some of their players have shown a lack of experience in front of goal. So it would be interesting. I think we'll go in as Ghana as favourites, but I don't want us to be carried away because the South Africa I saw one of the better teams in this tournament. And so one of the games I'm looking forward to watching is Ghana and South Africa.
Okay. So we seem to be seeing good football. And right from the blow of the whistle for the first game involving host Equatorial Guinea, we have not talked about anything apart from the football we're seeing on the pitch. Is it safe to say that all the troubles leading up to the Cup of Nations are behind us, so that football has taken center stage and we all seem to be enjoying the action on the pitch and have forgotten all the problems of Ebola, 64 days to prepare, and all the other challenges?
As it should be. I think that football should be at the heart of a football tournament. That is not to say that there haven't been problems. There have been problems, but to put them ahead of the football would be a bit insincere. And in my estimation, the football has been great. We've all, lauded the quality of football that has been played. The stadiums, yes, were rushed. Some of the facilities are not in place. We are in a media center that has no TV. You have to stream a football game. Internet sometimes is problematic. But that would be belaboring too many things. I think that on the pitch, which is where our interest is, teams have shown that African football has come of age. And I think that the quality has been really, really high. And for the watching audience as well, for me, I'm happy with the kind of atmosphere we've had in the stadiums. I was in South Africa for the last Afcon, 70,000 capacity stadium with 5,000 people in it. It created for a hollow atmosphere. We are yet to have a hollow atmosphere here. We've been in Montgomery and we've seen the big crowds, even if some of them have been barged in, even if tickets have been subsidized. The fact is that we are playing, they are in the stadium and they are making noise. They are not being forced to make the noise. They are enjoying the games. And I think that players feed off that kind of atmosphere, and it has contributed to the kind of games that we've seen. We've seen teams that are tired, but because their supporters are here, they keep on fighting and they keep on moving on. And I think that in that regard, this particular Afcon is Morocco's loss, in my estimation. I think that Equatorial Guinea have done great, because for us, we always saw, as journalists, we always predicted the football was going to be good. Whoever got this Afcon was going to get probably the best football in Afcon we've had since Ghana in 2008, and it has not disappointed football-wise. So for me, I won't complain too much about the other small parts. It's a football tournament. Let's congratulate the football.
Guys, we've got to be going, but we can't go without talking the backstories. So I give you 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds. There are stories people normally would not know back home, but at least let's share some of them. So what's the backstory we should be interested in?
Oh, you need only 10 seconds. Akoto's jollof, on point. Yo, the one you cooked.
Which one?
Oh,
The rice and the stew.
No. The macaroni that got bent.
Oh no. How can I bend macaroni?
He cooked macaroni and it didn't done. Challenge.
And
then one of the crews met a snake and killed it by themselves.
Wow.
Yeah, so those are the backstories.
Wow.
We'll be right now.
Backstories.
I have it.
The guy lives 45 minutes drive from here. He actually lives in Gabon.
I mean,
across the border.
This is the first time I've had to share an apartment. There are no hotels, so we are sharing apartments, and
the hotels are expensive.
I'm telling you, and I've had to endure some personalities and some characters in my apartment. It said that he was going to go to Abroche before his father, and
here he is.
He's in Abroche.
In Equatorial Guinea. Any backstory to share?
Yeah, I mean a couple. The first one, getting detained at the airport when we arrived.
Oh, okay, I'll say mine.
Because the officials at the airport had no idea that our accreditation sheet
was
the visa. And there was this big man who felt that we had raised our voices at him and said that he was going to arrest us all. Yeah. So he took our passports for a while. That was interesting. Again,
you don't want to say
just spaghetti.
Messy. Okay, so
spaghetti is legendary.
Anyway, it's been fun. We've been speaking to three editors. Gary Al Smith with supersport.co.za. He manages the Ghana page. Daniel Odro is with the Finder newspaper, and Godfred Akoto is with All Sports. My name is Ernest Cranting. Just to share with you that, listen, our tournament has just begun following Ghana's win over Algeria. We build up to the game against South Africa on Tuesday, and let's see how it goes. I've enjoyed myself already. Thanks to Daniel. Thanks to Leonard, who has made this possible. Back to you in the studio, Prince, and the rest of the team.
Metro TV systems check. Countdown 5, 4, 3, 2.